Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Read M. My name is Emily and today I have a book haul for you guys. It's been a little while since I did my last book haul, probably over a month or two, and I've accumulated a decent amount of books. Now, these books all came from different places, sources. Some were pre-orders, some were thrifted, some were from classes I'm taking, but I'm excited to get into them. I wanted to film this video also because I'm currently working on a video where I'm reading 5 books and it's taking a little bit longer than expected. So that one will be coming up soon, but I wanted to have something to post in the meantime. And if you want to know like what I'm reading more up to date, then definitely follow my Goodreads or find me on Goodreads down below in the description because I update all my reading on there very regularly. So with that, let me just jump right into the haul. The first section of books I have are ones that are from my publishing class where we're paired with a translational press with my university, so they just give us free books sometimes. So first I have Among the Hedges by Sarah Mesa, and this book is translated from Spanish, and all I know about it is that, I mean it's very short, is that it's about some sort of relationship, not like romantic relationship, but just a relationship between an old man and a little girl, and it's supposed to be like kind of unnerving and like you're like what's going on here, sketchy, whatever. But yeah, I really like the cover. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like eyes in the hedges. Yeah, so I actually am excited to get to this one. Like this is one that I actually want to read. Some of them other ones are just like ones they just randomly gave to us, but yeah, I'm excited about this one. Next up is another one from that class, and that is, I don't even know how to say this, Foucault in Warsaw. This one, I believe, is like narrative nonfiction, or at least heavily inspired by like a real story. It's a kind of like journalistic, going back to investigate something. So basically, I'm pretty sure it's about a man who lived in like 1950s Warsaw, and he was kind of kicked out of his school, I think, for being gay, but he didn't know who like told on him or for like being gay. So he's going back and trying to find out like who were the people who snitched on him and like got him kicked out of the school or country or whatever. This one also sounds very interesting. And the cover is also interesting here too. It's like art, but like upside down. I don't know. This one's intriguing because it's a little bit longer, but this is another one that I would actually want to read. And it seems like, oh, I was just looking through, it seems like it's in very short little chapters as well. Oh, and this one obviously is translated from Polish. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue with the ones from my class. So next up we have Ennemond. Now this book is one that I have to actually read for the class, not just one that they gave us. This is translated from French. It's actually not published by the house that my class is with. This is from Archipelago Books, but we're just doing like reports on different translated books and stuff. So this is one that I got. I am like halfway through and it's very strange. It's about like a lot of things. I think it's mostly about like the high country in France in like, I don't know exactly when it takes place, but like in like a historical time. And it's about like this very large woman and like all the people that she's murdering basically. But it's very meandering and strange, but like it's interesting and it's short, so we'll see how it goes. Next up, and the final one from my class, is Last Words on Earth by Javier Serena. And this book, I believe, is like somewhat inspired by Bolaño, who's like a famous writer, famous Spanish writer, and I don't know much about him or what this is really. This is just one of the ones they just like gave us, and they were like, if you read it, like try to like hype it up on like TikTok and stuff to like gain some publicity, but I haven't read it yet. However, if and when I do, I'm excited because, you know, it's pretty short and it seems interesting. Tell me why, okay, my friends are gonna like murder me for saying this, but why does this man look like Harry Styles to me? Like, I don't know why. Maybe he's just like holding it far away. Am I crazy? I don't know. It's just giving me that vibe. Now next up are just normal books. This is actually a book that I got as a gift for my birthday, and that is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. Now I believe it takes place in the 1300s in China and like the Mongolian Empire, I believe, and it's fantasy inspired by like that historical time period. Basically it's about like 2 siblings. The brother is given like a fate of greatness and then the girl is given a fate of nothingness, and then there's like, it's like what plays out from there, I guess. And I would assume maybe the girl kind of goes into the greatness instead of the nothingness, but I haven't read this one yet, but I've heard amazing things about it and I'm very excited to get to it. So next up is actually a book that I already vlogged about in my fall reading vibes vlog that you should definitely check out because that's like probably my favorite video I've ever made, and that is All These Bodies by Kendara Blake. This book is my only 5-star this year besides the Anthropocene Reviewed, which is a John Green book, so like of course it's 5 stars. But this is like, this one blew me out of the water. I read it in like 2 days, perfect for fall, like literally on Halloween, just sit down and read this entire book. The audiobook is so good. Like, you need to read it. It's so good. It's a thriller, maybe not thriller, it's like a crime mystery, but there's like other elements to it. That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil anything, but I loved it. I loved the ending. I will say most people will probably hate the ending. Like, it's very divisive, and I understand people don't like it. Very not concrete at all, but like, it just did it for me. Like, I want to reread this like every Halloween. Like, this is so good. Is that like an army helicopter? What is happening? Okay, so the basic plot is that there's a serial killer in the Midwest, and they think he's gonna like skip over Minnesota, and he's gonna go to Canada so he doesn't get caught, whatever. But then he does come to Minnesota, and a family is murdered. This is rude. This serial killer is known for like the bloodless murders, because at every crime scene the people die from blood loss, except there's no blood on the scene. Like, where did it go? Except in this case, in the one that happens in Minnesota, in the town where this takes place, there is someone there covered in blood, only she's not a victim. They think she might be a suspect. It's just this young girl drenched in the blood, but it's nowhere else. It's not on the floor, not on the bodies. Like, no one knows how this happened. And basically a young like teenage boy has to interview her and try to like get a confession out of her, because he's the only person that she'll talk to. It's really good, like really good. Continuing on the thriller train, we have a book that I pre-ordered, and that is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. Now, this book is one of my most anticipated books of the year. It is the conclusion to the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, which is like one of my favorite young adult thriller series and books in general. The first one is basically about a girl who, for her senior capstone project at her school, she decides to investigate a murder in her town where she thinks that the wrong person was kind of blamed for it. And it's told kind of like mixed media. Like, there's reports of her doing her actual project, there's like interviews, there's whatever, blah, blah, blah. And the second one, I won't tell you the plot of it, but for that one, the mixed media element is a podcast, and then this one, I'm not sure what it'll be, but I'm assuming it will be something else, or the podcast again, or something like that. It's still somewhat mixed media. This one's kind of thick. I mean, the other ones are kind of thick too, but I don't know. I'm excited to see how this one wraps up. I haven't actually read like the blurb of like what the plot of this one is, but I kind of don't want to know, because it's like a series. I already know I'm gonna like it, so like, yeah. Also, I love these covers. I love the American covers. Sorry, the UK covers, like, they don't really do it for me. These ones are so good though. Okay, I have to get to this one soon, like before spooky season's over. So to keep with the like thriller trend, I am just gonna mention one book that I recently bought on Kindle. And now this book is actually for my upcoming video that I'm doing. I guess I don't really want to spoil what the video is, but if you really want to know what the video is, you can check out my Goodreads and my blog, and it says on there like what the video is gonna be. But for here, I'll just keep it as a surprise. You can maybe guess based on this book. So the book that I bought on my Kindle is Criminal Intentions. Well, that's the series. I think the first book is called The Cardigans. This is an adult romance, but it has like crime stuff, and it's pretty short, so I kind of want to read that next after the book I'm reading right now. Oh my god, speaking of the book I'm reading right now, sorry, this is a bit of a tangent, but I guess it's a book I got. This is also my Kindle, but it's actually an ARC I got, and that is A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. This is her upcoming release. I read her first release as an ARC this year, Down Comes the Night, loved that too. But this one is YA fantasy romance, and it's about like a magical hunt, basically, kind of Grumpy Sunshine. This one's so good. Like, in the beginning, I was like, okay, this is like normal, like I'm enjoying it, but now like the couple is so good. Like, Alison Saft really knows how to do a young adult romance really well. Like this one, the plot is just like normal, but the romance itself is like so good. Like, I love them, and I'm excited to finish this one. And just because I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk about this in like a different video, I wanted to mention that right now. So next up is another pre-order I had, and that is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Now, this is the beginning of a spin-off series to the Carvel series, which is one of my favorite series of all time. And this one follows Jax, who is like my favorite character in the other series. He doesn't come into later books in that series, but like I love Jax. And in the end of the other series, he kind of just like disappeared, and I was like, where did he go? But now we have this, so I'm very excited to get to this. I've heard it's like really good. Technically, you don't have to read Carvel to read this. Like, you can completely understand the story on its own, is what the author says. Although it probably does spoil things from the other series. If you are interested in that, you should read that one first, but if you don't care about that, you don't have to read that to understand this one. So yeah, I don't know the plot of this at all. I just know it's Jax, and then I think he's having some sort of romance, but I don't think that's like the main plot. And it's fantasy. I don't really know anything else, but I'm excited to get to it. Okay, and then the last book that I pre-ordered is The Bronze Beast by Roshni Chokshi. I've talked about this in other videos. This is the final book in the Gilded Wolves trilogy. I love this series. Honestly, this last one was a little disappointing. It was like 3.5 stars, which, you know, means I enjoyed it, but like, the other books were like 4.5 and 5 stars, so like this one fell a little flat. I don't know, but I still liked it. I would still really recommend the series, especially the second book. The second book is where it peaks. This one, it was just a little generic, I felt like, but I still enjoyed and I'm excited to have the full collection. And the last book I have is actually one that I bought when I was in a thrift store with my friend because we were buying some clothes, and I saw a book section and I saw Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This book, I'm pretty sure it's like a dystopian. I think I might have had part of it spoiled to me before. I'm not sure if it's true though, like I'm not gonna say what I heard, but like, so that's why I'm a little concerned now because I'm like, oh, it's gonna be ruined for me because I like heard something about it. But whatever, I'm still excited about it. It's really short. I think that one of my friends really likes it. I could be wrong. I think you're watching this video. If you are, you can let me know if I'm right. But I've heard great things about it, just online in general. Also, it kind of reminds me, okay, well this is gonna sound really stupid, but it kind of reminds me of this Margaret Peterson Haddix book that I read in like 4th grade called Double Identity. I don't know if this is actually what if I'm right, but like, it has like a similar cover. I know that one's like a young adult book. It's probably really stupid. I haven't read it in so long, but like, kind of give me those vibes. Maybe even The Giver, like dystopian. I'm excited to get to this one. So those are all the books I have for today's video. I don't even know how I've acquired this many while being at school. Like, it's kind of concerning. I mean, most of them were gifts or pre-orders. Like, I didn't really just like buy any random books except for that one. So it's like, I don't know. And those were the only pre-orders I had the whole year. They just came at the same month. Like, everything came out in October. Even movies like Dune. Oh my god, stop! I saw Dune this week too. So good. I'm gonna see French Dispatch. I'm gonna see Last Night in Soho. I'm so excited for all the movies coming out too. Anyway, that's a bit of a tangent. So I hope you guys are having a good fall so far. Spooky season is almost coming to an end, which is sad. But if you're looking for any Halloween read, consider reading any of the ones I talked about. I'm excited to get to those too. And I hope you all have a great day and whole weekend. See you guys soon. Bye.